Hello and welcome to another installment of Renault's product review. My name is Brett, the videographer of Renault Zero Imports. I'm here today to present the exquisite V2 transport train set. The German V2 rocket was one of the greatest technological achievements of the century. Unfortunately, the fact that this achievement was the product of the ruthless regime of Nazi Germany and the fact that many thousands of people died as a result of its deployment taint the image of what otherwise would have been considered a monumental technological triumph. Our exquisite V2 transport train sets are created by our award-winning artist. Each REI Military model is professionally hand-painted and thus very unique. No two sets are alike. We offer both a summer set and a winter set, an analog DC or DCC with sound. In the next few weeks, we will offer both sets in 3-rail AC for the Markland system. These REI models are hand-painted in intricate camouflage. You will immediately notice details like metalized tracks, painted decks, wooden chocks, liveries using many extra detailed parts. Now let's take a closer look at this awesome set in action. The V2 sets use locomotives with and without sound in cars from Brawa, Fleishmann and Piko. The locomotives are professionally painted and weathered in authentic camouflage patterns, and each one is disassembled, masked, and airbrushed before being reassembled for the final touches. You will appreciate features such as carefully attached armor plates, which can also easily be removed, painted wheels, underframes, weathered broilers, and steel Reichsbahn Eagles with authentic swastikas. The BR50 is a highly detailed model which features interior cab details, prototypical daylight between the broiler and chassis, finely detailed Heusinger valve gear, brake shoes between the wheels, and much more. This model also has cast metal chassis and a high-quality can motor with flywheel. The model runs extremely smooth because the locomotive and tender wheels are powered. This model is equipped with NEM 362 coupler pockets and lights that change with the direction of travel. REI models are made in very small quantities, so supplies are always limited. This is a unique set that will make a great addition to any collection.
The V2 was a large piece of equipment and was at its most vulnerable when being moved from its place of assembly and completion to the front by rail. By the time the Germans began their launch of the V2 from The Hague, Allied forces were already in Europe and advancing into Belgium and moving on Holland itself. The whole road and rail network in northern Germany and the Low Countries, still servicing the needs of the Wehrmacht, was under constant surveillance and attack from wide-ranging Allied fighter bombers. It was for this reason that many, if not all, V2s sent to the frontline units were camouflaged to disguise them from the air. Clearly, those we are seeing here, being coloured in large sections of black and white, are test rockets, and the film has been made as an exercise for instruction purposes. That notwithstanding, what is seen here is an accurate depiction of the whole process used by all V2 launch teams in their preparation of the rocket, from its arrival at the railhead through to its actual launch, and is therefore characteristic of all launches of the V2 undertaken during the bombardment of London and later still of Antwerp.
The V2 rocket was one of the most powerful weapons of World War I. It was the first long-range ballistic missile to actively be used in combat. This huge German rocket hurtled a 1-ton warhead 50 miles high and hundreds of miles downrange to its target. The V-2 ballistic was a liquid-propelled rocket used during the Second World War in Germany as a vengeance weapon. It was assigned to attack Allied cities as a retaliation for the Allied bombings against German cities. The V-2 rocket also became the first artificial object to cross the boundary of space, with a vertical launch of MW-18014 on the 20th of June, 1944. In September 1944, over 3,000 V-2s were launched by German Wehrmacht against Allied targets during the war, first London and later Antwerp and Liège. According to a 2011 BBC documentary, the attacks from the V-2s resulted in the deaths of an estimated 9,000 civilians and military personnel. A further 12,000 prisoners of war died building and launching the V-2 program. As Germany collapsed, teams from the Allied forces, the United States, the United Kingdom, and the Soviet Union raced to capture key German manufacturing sites and technology. Werner von Braun and over 100 key V-2 personnel surrendered to the Americans. Eventually, many of the original V-2 team ended up working at Redstone Arsenal. The US also captured enough V-2 hardware to build approximately 80 of the missiles. The Soviets gained possession of the V-2 manufacturing facilities after the war and moved production back to the Soviet Union.
Great care is taken to align the warhead module with the main body of the rocket before a firm connection is made and the warhead assembly is locked onto the body of the rocket. The warhead weighs 2,150 pounds. Elsewhere, other members of the large V-2 crew raise another telescoping trestle. These were standard issue devices and were also employed by the maintenance units attached to panzer formations, where they could be used to lift off the turret of a heavy Tiger tank during field repairs. The lifting capacity was about 15 tons. With the warhead now fitted, the Vorn Zugmaschinen pulls the V-2 up and underneath the newly raised field gantry. A second Vorn lorry drives up to park alongside the first. It pulls the specialized trailer which is used to carry the now assembled V-2 to its launch site, and once there, raise it so that it can be placed on its pre-sited launch platform. The lifting tackle on the mobile gantry is now used to move the V-2 rocket from its rail transport vehicle to the specialized carrying trailer. The launch is made from within an armoured variant of an 8-ton half-track.
Schlüssel steht, aufschießen. Belüftung klar, Zündung klar, Vorstufe klar.
While of questionable military value, the V-2 was undoubtedly a remarkable technical achievement. Perhaps the most fitting epitaph for this most potent of all of Germany's advanced aircraft and rockets were the words spoken by Walter Dornberger to Werner von Braun, the V-2's designer, on the day of its first successful launch. Do you realize what we have accomplished today? Today, the spaceship was born.
Our artist is a professional model builder and one of the world's premier commission scale model artists. He is also a former U.S. Army paratrooper and has garnered over 300 awards for his work. He has published dozens of articles in numerous scale model magazines and has painted box art buildups for most of the world's leading scale model companies. His work is found in private collections all around the globe. Don't miss your great opportunity to own a true piece of art by a master modeler. And this concludes our presentation on the V-2 transport train set. To purchase this and many other great products like it, please visit our website, Reynolds.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more great videos like this. Thank you for watching.